Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
From what we hear and what we have seen for the past many years, you have been doing excellent work by being a role model and then to provide justice. And then you talk about that, you meet the youngsters, you go everywhere, keep moving so that through the word of mouth, this kind of values can be inculcated in the younger generation. In spite of all this hard work, doing your professional that job and then giving publicity for these values. People give publicity for their items, but you give publicity for the values. But in spite of that, God has blessed you with good health and happiness. What is the secret of your good health, sir?
It's just what I was taught when I was young. What is good for health and what's not good for health. What you can take, what you cannot take. This was an effort on the part of my parents, the do's and don'ts of life and all. When I went to school, I had a subject called moral science, Niti Pata, which reiterated what my parents told me. So, in that age of impression, I had the luck, I should say, to have good parents and a good education, which got inculcated in my mind, right? The do's and don'ts of life and all, how to lead a life with values and everything, which gave me an opportunity to express that also during my professional career. And most importantly, the two values which my parents have, which I today propagate and all, is one is contentment in life and all, tripti, as we call it in our language, and humanism are the two values which were told to be inculcated and all. And now tripti doesn't mean that one stage you get a degree, get a job and you become a sannyasi, you forego all the life's pleasures and everything. It is just that you be happy with what you legitimately have. If you have a way legitimately to make more money, go ahead. There is nothing wrong with it. If you have a way to legitimately get in a big post, go away, nothing wrong. But don't steal it from somebody else. That's what the principle that was told to her. And once you develop an attitude of being happy with what you legitimately have, then there is nothing better than that and all. And that is what I am grateful to my parents and my teachers. And I have learned that. And today I propagate it because I have seen the consequences, the adverse consequences of that. As Lokayukta, I've seen sufferings of the people so much because of the greed and lack of humanism on the part of some of the people in authority, the thing. So I've been going around and telling the youth the consequences of having greed, consequences of not becoming a human being. I don't know how many percentage you'll inculcate, but it gives me a great bit of pleasure. So that's how I've grown up, and life has been good.
Maybe because of your truthfulness, your honesty in your work, and finally, end of the day, you feel happy for what you have done.
Yeah.
Is it the secret of your happiness?
Yes,
and
yes,
health?
I find happiness in doing something which is good for others, so that they can in turn do something for somebody else. So this is what I learned when I was Lokayukta. In other posts, of course, I've worked and I'm sure I've worked faithfully. But the pleasure I got today, or I'm getting today, is because of my 5 years tenure in Lokayukta. I could help so many people who suffered because of maladministration, suffered because of others' greed, and everything. So therefore, what I am today is mainly because of what I got the knowledge and Lokayukta of sufferings of the people.
Now, the biggest challenge is how to convince the younger generation about this. Now, the race is so much, as you already said,
I'm
we are
sorry to
behind
say-
money. How do we
I'm sorry to say certain important people in the lives of people have failed to discharge their responsibilities. I'm again sorry to say many of the parents today do not care for the values which their children should follow. Probably they themselves don't follow the value also, the thing. They want their children to become rich at any cost. But they don't understand making money illegally doesn't bring happiness. It has its own consequences, adverse to the thing. And the life of their children in future will become terrible. They'll be always afraid of the investigating agencies coming and they're having to go to jail and other things. They're afraid of. But still, these habits will come, sort of force them to do the wrong way. The thing. But if you have contentment in life, you get a good night's sleep. That's the most important thing, because next day morning you get up with a positive look towards the society and to help people and all, rather than not sleeping merely because you have so much of money at home and all, and whether the income tax people will come, whether the enforcement department will come, whether the robbers may come and all, with so much of cash at home, what children will become in future. All these things will be worrying and you don't get sleep. Whereas if you have legitimate money, you're not worried about that, because that money is not with you. You transact with whatever the form of transactions today. There, you don't want cash money at all. So I think if you can develop an attitude of satisfaction with what you legitimately have, you have the best of life.